shot from Sockplay. That is the quickest read off of a corner you might ever see in Flat League. Oh! But that's a nice jump from Viper. How about two? And this is just so far back in the midfield, it doesn't matter. Viper, what's in there from the corner?
Hang on a second. What is this? My protractor here.
Minor League Doubles is live here for some primetime Saturday action. It is the wild card play-ins, or the playoffs, however you want to say it, for the Platinum League. I am Ninja Rider. Alongside with me is the old Kendo Slice. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing extremely well, Ninja, and of course, this is the moment we wait for all season. I am absolutely hyped that I get the opportunity to cast the Plat League wild card. Of course, up first, we have a wonderful matchup between two teams scratching and clawing in the Orange Conference side of things. The Flames and the Demolition. Of course, later, you're going to get to watch the Jets and the Sharks V2. Oh, man, that's going to be really fun as well. But, yeah, we have the Demolition came in off a 5-0, so a lot of momentum coming into this one. Barely scratched their way into the playoffs, and I tell you what, Ninja, I actually talked to them on MLD Monday. That was very fun to get to talk to them, get into their mindset, and we do have Texas 21 Ace and Brainiac playing for the Demolition. A lot of synergy there between these two guys, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that translating on the pitch.
I do want to mention that the Demolition actually got in on the tiebreaker. Their division record is 18-12.
Yeah.
Whereas the Pirates not quite there, but they have the same overall record of 25-25. So it's so important to make sure you win as many games as possible, no matter what. We stressed that throughout the whole season, and the Demolition did just that when it came to league play. So, fantastic on them. On the other side of the map is the Flames. We have Gus and we have Tomez. Yes, Viper is on the Flames, and according to the stat sheet that I saw, he actually leads the MVPR. He's on the top of the league, but he's not playing tonight. That could be a factor here as the Flames try and get their way into into the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. For the Flames, they are fielding, as you said, Gus and Tomez, two extremely good complementary players, both fairly efficient and both in the top 10 in assists per game. You have a one assist 0.07 for Tomez and 1.03 for Gus. So they're very good at making the pass plays happen. Here's the thing, though. They're both extremely used to having Viper on the other end of those passes, and Viper being one of the top 5 players in Plat League, it's a huge hit to them. I really look towards them trying to make the team plays happen, though. The big difference in this matchup, I think, is if they're able to connect and to nail home those shots at the end of those passes.
Tomez, only 15 games played this season. He's the least experienced one, at least as far as this season goes, on the field. All 3 of the other players have played 35 games, but we'll have to see if he's been practicing. I have to assume they've been grinding all week to see if they can make it into the playoffs. I think we should get these guys out on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. And just letting everyone know, of course, you're going to need to keep it cool because we got a hot matchup out there on the pitch today. So make sure you check out our friends at Arctic Cooling, arctic.ac. I've got my balls, Guarana. today, and I am ready for some amazing plays. Don't forget, if you do see an amazing play that you truly do like, do clip it, do post it on Twitter, hashtag it MLDPOTW for the Balls Play of the Week. We are underway in game number 1. It is a 7-game set, Ninja, which is one of my favorite things about the MLD playoffs. No longer are we doing a set of 5. This is a best of 7.
It's a best of. That's right. That's the change in the playoffs. All of the playoff games are best of 7. So a little bit more of a tournament format here, although they only play 1 game a week. Trying to see what the Flames are going to do here. Gus with the slow play right in front of the net. Brainiac on the wrong side. It was a good idea for him to just stop and let that ball pass, as Tomez was not going for it. Ace had to have been telling him that. But slow play all around as a big pinch sends it towards the green side.
Initial control has been for the Flames, keeping in the Demolition, and it's nice to see the Demolition breaking out here. So we'll see how both of these teams handle the early jitters. Of course, both these teams fielding players that are in their first and second seasons of playing within the MLD. So,
Shot?
A nice shot on.
Ended up going crossbar down. Demolition trying to clear this one away. Gus still lurking on that green side, trying to keep that ball on the other side and allow his teammate a little bit of time to reset. Awkward challenges all over the place. Finally, Brainiac comes through. But, I mean, seriously slow play. There has been absolutely no speed, no sense of urgency coming out from both squads. Game 1 here. Possible feeling out period. It's hard to tell. These guys never played each other during the normal season, of course, as that is part of the mix-up here in the playoffs.
The fun thing is also none of these players have played in the playoffs. So whereas there is pressure in your first series, there's even more pressure if you're in your first playoff series. It's a winner-go-home attitude. And here's a shot by Texas 21. It's going to come off the crossbar. Brainiac still has it in the danger zone, but Tomez is going to be able to clear this away.
Starting to see some offensive pressure come out from both sides. A couple of shots have been taken by the teams. That's not a great touch. It was a center. Brainiac wasn't quite ready for it. He did play a little bit back towards center field and to allow for something like that, but a shot on through, no power. Gus able to knock it away as we've surpassed halftime. Kendo, what do you think, man? Are we going to see a Game 7 today?
I would be very interested to see a Game 7. Of course, the playoffs usually bring very interesting matchups. And both these teams, I mean, on paper, you have an extremely interesting, intriguing... I think it might even end up being a defensive matchup because the Flames, without Viper on the pitch, might not get the offensive output that they normally get, sitting at a very high average there.
Ace trying to change the tide a little bit. Again, not very productive touches from both sides. They're kind of having a hard time getting at that ball with any sort of pace and throwing it downfield. But it seems like both teams playing very safe as well. They're allowing a lot of space. And when one guy misses, the other guy just actually turns around and makes sure their goal is covered just in case. As Brainiac towards the net. Gus is there! The save! This is big! It's going to come through. A Texas 21 ace scores it in for the first one.
Yeah, it was a great play there by Gus to try to safe that out. Sadly, he was not able to recover in time, and Texas 21 in the proper spot to rush in and finish that ball off. Another interesting note, Ninja, is the fact that Tomez is EU.
Oh, really? I did not know this.
Hence the ping. The ping, you might notice the ping's a little bit high.
Yeah,
just to explain that. Yeah, it's not too bad. And he is...
Well, hang on a second. We've seen Tomez play on stream before. It doesn't seem to really affect him too much. As far as the ping goes, it doesn't really seem to see a ton of rubber banding. It's hard for us to tell in observer mode, obviously, but a big challenge here by Gus and Ace. Sends it across the midfield line, does Ace. And they're kind of hassling each other. This one towards center. Temez will let it go. Interesting play by him to just let it go. Brainiac not pressuring at all.
Yeah, very unseasonable thought process there when you let it go. And usually the Flames are all about spicing things up, if you know what I mean.
Bringing a little heat to the pitch is what you're saying?
Yeah, they like to bring the heat to the pitch rather than the Frozen references.
Yeah,
But
well,
anyway,
but the Demolition like to bring the boom, usually.
Exactly. Tomez is going to center this ball. Brainiac's going to get to the ball first, though. With 1 second left, the Demolition are going to win game number 1 in a very defensive fashion, 1-0. And Ninja, what we saw in that matchup, not a lot of action as far as shots on net. 5-3. Both teams fielding the same number of saves. The only difference, of course, in the goal and assist column due to the fact it was a 1-goal win. Really, both of these teams, I see the game up in the air, and both of them have not come into their own.
Not quite, but they're getting there. I think the Flames just kind of needed a little bit of time to figure out what the Demolition were going to do. They seem to don't mind sitting back and letting the ball come to them. They need to start challenging these a little bit faster, in my opinion. Some speed definitely needed on both sides of the pitch. Which you have to admit, Utopia looking great in OG colors.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. The OG as in orange and green?
I mean, sort of, yes. These are OG colors for the squads. These are the main colors, and I mean, I really wish Rocket League would allow for the color changes based off of the teams and color schemes. I think it would look really cool on stream, as it does here, of course. Tomez drawn out. This is close.
Yeah, going into these next few games, I'm really looking forward to the possibility of the Demolition picking up the pace a little bit and then using the physical play that they love to bring in. They love to live up to the name that is the Demolition, to bring the boom to their opposing squad, as Brainiac very close to getting a nice shot in on net.
Man, I have to admit, Tomez is super patient in the net. He seems to know exactly where that ball's going to be once he's waiting for it. Big pinch. This will fall down in front. Tomez is there. Slams it home. There's the early lead for the Flames.
This is just a savage dunk right here as he gets up on the flip. Wow. Redirects straight up and down the ramp of the roof of this building. And he played that perfectly. One-man army bulldozing his way into the first goal of this game.
Flames starting to stretch out a little bit. They're allowing each other a lot of room, not trying for a lot of pass plays, nothing too super risky. But once Tomez found a little bit of a way through, he capitalized. That's exactly what needed to happen for the Flames. Again, both of the Demolition out of their side, and they race back in time before Gus can make a play. Now Ace looking for the speed. He has it, but it's off target. Now nobody back. Gus with an awkward spawn. Oh man, I hate when that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. The awkward spawns always hurt when they do happen. Of course, it'd be interesting to see if the Demolition are able to create a few more, as Texas 21 almost able to get the pass out. Tomez getting up on the backboard. He's able to defend that ball. Well done to you, sir. The ball now in the side. The Flames going to bring it into the Demolition zone. And the pressure on here from Gus. He's able to fake out the second man. The shot up off the crossbar. It falls down and out. A missed opportunity for the Flames, says Texas 21 is still in net looking for the parts he lost off of this vehicle.
Lug nuts galore in the green side, as we're looking at the Demolition start to reorganize a little bit. Time is kind of winding down. This is the early goal from the Flames, putting him on the back foot. Of everybody on the pitch, though, Brainiac is the one with the most goals scored this season, at least 66. Well, he hasn't. He's moved the ball towards the net. He hasn't really taken a ton of shots.
Yeah, Brainiac definitely a solid all-around player for his team, and really in league standards, he's above average in just about every single category, which is very interesting to note, because if you're able to do it all, you can definitely help push your team towards success. And really, that's what he did in the last series that they had, getting into the playoffs, winning that 5-0. All those games extremely close, within a goal of each other, with the exception of the first game. It was a 3-1 loss, or excuse me, a 3-1 loss for their opponents. But yeah, definitely great leadership and good synergy as Texas 21 going to put this on net. Gus able to get across at the last second. Not very much pressure here, but the Demolition starting to take control in the flame zone as Gus busts Brainiac off. And wow, Texas 21 not able to make that save.
21 was back, and he's looking at it, had the far side post idea. It was a good one. He just didn't execute the aerial quite right. Trying to judge the ball when it's coming from that far away can be a little bit tough. And as the ball arced over, Texas attempted to recover from it. As the cheat up here, this is a shot, comes right through as Gus could not recover in time. Oh boy, here we go.
This was a planned cheat up all the way. Kill to the left, Brainiac cheating up just enough left that he is able to put a perfect shot on net. That right there is a classic kendo kill.
Calling out his own shots.
You know exactly what I mean, Ninja. I've set you up so many times that way.
We did, yes. This is correct. But we're not talking about ourselves today. This is a big one. As you're watching the ML Doubles wild card race for a spot in the playoffs in the Platinum League. As Gus has a breakaway play, a little bit too far on the clear. He's going to try to play this off the wall. Can't find the angle. Super dangerous, but the Demolition come back in time as the 1 minute timer comes off. Demolition need to start speeding themselves up a little bit, get that momentum moving, and make sure the Flames cannot apply more pressure.
Absolutely. And I find it just a little bit odd because they haven't played at the full pace that where I'm used to seeing them play at. They really like to speed things up a lot more for the average Plat League team. That due in part mainly to the fact that they end up scrimming their Champ League counterparts. And here's a counterattack. Texas 21, if he can get around this, he'll put it up off the backboard. Brainiac unable to finish that off. And it's a missed opportunity on the counter play there. 17 seconds left, though, now. This ball is centered for Brainiac. Brainiac will put this towards the net. Tomez able to make the save.
Miscommunication.
Ball now cleared all the way back into the Demolition end. This ball is up. It is centered for Gus. Gus going to put the finishing touch and a great save. But the ball will drop, and the game number 2 will go to the Flames. And that was a little bit more heated, Ninja.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Against two hot teams, I have to say. As Tomez ends up scoring both those goals for the Flames. Even with the EU ping, he's literally on fire.
Yeah, he's literally on fire. A man about the flame, if you know what I mean. Definitely a great pickup.
Yes, definitely know what you mean. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Definitely a great pickup. Tomez, middle of the season pickup. But definitely a great pickup in the pace by the Flames in that matchup as they were able to score those 2 goals. They put a lot more pressure on the Demolition in that matchup. And now it's up to the Demolition to respond in kind. Because I know both these teams, they can pick it up. Both teams have won a game now. It's now a best of 5. It'll be interesting to see who takes control of this because neither team has exhibited a lot of control so far.
It's been fairly even. I'd say.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what
squads, I mean. Good challenges coming out from everyone. Sometimes just applying pressures. Gus finds that far post off the pass from Tomez. Good idea here by Tomez to just kind of throw it at the net and see what happens. Ace got in his way. Brainiac tried to predict what was going to happen on the Demolition side, but in doing so, he went up the wall. Not a good idea when that ball is going to bounce. Probably should have stayed in place. He was in a good spot to defend. He just moved out of it.
I'm starting to wonder if Jay is a spy for what you're trying to say being delivered straight into the Flames' ears because you were just about to talk about putting more pressure on. That's exactly what the Flames did right there. as they score the first goal in quick fashion here in game number 3. Texas 21, the picking up the pace are these two teams as Brainiac's able to get a block in on Gus there in the mid. Ball nicely pushed around by Brainiac. He will score.
So Gus a little bit mixed up here on the play in from the green side, and he went for the demo on Brainiac as he fell behind. Now Tomez was on the wrong side. He was chasing that ball the whole way. Found himself in an awkward spot when the shot or the clear or anything happened in the midfield from his teammate. Just didn't happen at all. So now we're tied. 4 minutes left, tons of time. Gus with a flying save.
Yeah, pressure is still on here from the Demolition, though. Great save by Tomez as he's able to keep it out for now. Gus going to throw this back. Texas 21 able to retain the pressure, and Tomez once again with the clear. A little bit of volleyball there as now the ball will break into the corner. This is up for Texas 21. He is up. He gets a touch towards the net. Tomez, though, is able to clear it away. What a save by him. A miss here, though, by Tomez, and Tomez is able to put one on net. Texas 21 gets a clear, just barely able to get back in time on his rotation.
So Tomez tried for a nice mechanical dribble. It wasn't going to be quite enough. His ball falling down Main Street. Brainiac gets there in time. Super dangerous here for the Demolition, but Tomez just couldn't quite get the exact control he was looking for. He kind of ran out of room. Coming up on the net like that, coming up dead center. As Texas A, speaking of ball and people up, does just that on this whole Flame squad.
I want you all to watch this. Nice initial flick using the side wall to get past Tomez. Gus plays the ball aggressively, trying to get it from Texas 21. Texas 21 is able to cut him like a knife, and the Demolition take a 2-1 lead.
Consistent shots coming out from the Demolition. Right now we're sitting at 3 and 2 for Ace and Brainiac respectively. They've been kind of doing that all 3 of these games that we've seen so far. And I have a feeling that the Demolition are going to start taking a lot more shots as Gus has a chance here, kills it out. Tomez can't get there in time before both the Demolition go for that clear. But we're coming up here on halftime. Demolition have a lot of time to kill. I think they need maybe 2 more goals to really secure this one and take the lead in the series.
Well, I think what they need to do is keep the pedal on the floor because they cannot stop or slow down, change what they're doing right now. They have taken a lead. They have had the full control in this game. Here's a double commit by them, though. I mean, 6 shots to 1 is quite a big difference here, and most of their goals have been because they have controlled the ball around the Flames defense.
Flames trying to do just that to the Demolition, but it wasn't quite enough. Gus was ready for the pass just in case, but now a bopper. It's out, but Texas Ace did not go for it. He didn't jump up for it and try to kill off the play. Gus able to take advantage.
Yeah, this is one of those instances where ball cam is not your friend.
No.
In Texas 21, he had ball cam on that entire time. Wasn't able to see where that ball was going to fall, wasn't able to see the oncoming traffic. Ended up flipping at the ball and missing, not quite able to get a nose on the ball. If he's able to get it over the oncoming attacker, I mean, it's a better play, but it's really tough to see that when you have ball cam on and the ball's directly above you.
Gus with 2 shots and 2 goals, very efficient in most of his touches so far. Been able to move the ball fairly well, especially when he's not under pressure. Hasn't had a whole lot of mix-ups. Get it around the defense is Tomez. Oh man, a miscommunication. Gus should have been flying at that ball, but Brainiac is there to defend. He misses and off the bar again, but finally coming in is Gus. They take the lead.
Yeah, an amazing play here by Gus as he's able to, by Tomez.
Tomez was the setup.
I got mixed up. What can I say? I'm too busy trolling Curtis. He wanted the deuces wild, Kyle.
Yeah, well, he didn't get it.
I know, exactly. Not
leaving it for him later.
Yeah, exactly. Curtis, do it yourself.
You do work.
But we do have a minute left and a 1-goal lead for the Flames. The back and forth of this game has been real. The early control for the Demolition, and now later in the game we've seen the Flames putting on a lot of pressure, trying to keep this ball in the Demolition zone. Here's another opportunity as Gus is going to push this ball up off the backboard. Tomez deciding not to, and he'll defend here.
Uh-oh.
Ball is up. Texas 21 puts a shot on. He's going to miss it. Still pressure. Ball in the box. Tomez finally able to clear that away.
Tomez super patient on the initial shot. He was able to at least get something on it to disrupt the play. As he wraps it around 1 and 2, Brainiac has to wheel himself around. Now Gus on the empty net. The Demolition with the whiffs. That is not what you want to see here, game 3.
Great retention here by Gus as he comes to pressure the ball at the right time. The slow play really paying off right there as the defender flew across to try to make the save that he thought was coming in a lot faster than it really came in.
Time is winding down, though, for both of these squads. Demolition trying to speed play up, get a couple of pass plays going maybe, but the Flames have responded just in kind. Put it on the other side and use the time up. As it dies out, the Flames take game 3. They take the lead.
Yeah. Oh, man. With the 2-goal difference right there, and it's amazing to think that at the beginning of this game, about 2 minutes in, the shots were literally 6-1. Now we look at the end of the game, it's 8-6.
Yep.
The amount of pressure out of that middle of the game that the Flames put on, it's literally like they're listening to us right now.
And a lot of that comes from Gus. I mean, he's just reading these plays. He's allowing Tomez to get up in the Demolition's face and look for the pass. Gus playing striker that game. I mean, look at that. 5 shots, 4 goals.
Yeah.
Laying back, letting the Demolition either whiff it out or make a mistake or just look for that opening. And Gus is able to take advantage very, very nicely there, game 3.
Yeah.
Decent amount of shots, decent amount of offense being generated by the Demolition as well. They just haven't really been able to be any sort of efficient at it.
Yeah, exactly. And I do want to say, though, the Flames, the strategy that they took in that game, letting the Demolition make their mistakes, nothing wrong with that. That is actually a valid strategy here in the Flat League as Texas 21. Wow.
I mean, off a kickoff, he's got a really weird viewpoint, too. Tomez trying to be super patient. Gus was hassling him, but it's the wrong kind of hassle. He's coming from behind. Probably should have rotated out and allowed his teammate to come up and make the challenge. Even with the ping, it probably would have just squirted out harmlessly wherever it went. Didn't really matter. As long as he got a decent touch on it, Gus looks for the pass. Brainiac should have probably cleared that out because it bounced right in front of him. But Demolition looking to be a little bit better on these sorts of shots here, but as Ace flips it up, popped up again. Gus was in the way of that. Tomez trying to gather some control here. Brainiac to challenge. A good idea by Tomez, but he just couldn't quite get there. Leaves it for Gus. Another great idea. Good team play coming out here from the Flames as we see shots galore from both sides, or both players, I should say, on the Flame squad. Oh, Tomez with the fake! Brainiac got the touch, though.
Yeah, a little bit of disarray for the Demolition. Defensive rotation there. They do get away with it, though, as Texas 21 going to push this back into the Flame zone. They're a lot of possession so far in this first minute by the Flames. Not necessarily in the Demolition zone as much as it has been just they've had the ball. Here's a clear out by Tomez. Gus not able to get around the ball in time. Counterattack the other way. Texas 21 might end up with a 1v1 here. Tomez there in defense. Nice loft up. Gus is going to center it for Brainiac. Shot back towards the net. Tomez, though, able to make the save.
Now, Brainiac sitting number 19 in the MLD rankings, but he's kind of having an off night. It's not a good night to be doing that, as he's had 66 goals scored over the season. A shot comes out and off the post. That actually drew Tomez out, but Brainiac was not there to take advantage of it as the Flames look to recover quite quickly, I might add. They've been able to do that nicely, but Tomez with the miss, and that'll be Texas 21 Ace putting another one in.
I'm going to challenge the idea that he's having a little bit of an off night, because The fact is, I think both these teams, it's like two prize fighters. They're feeling each other out. They might take a few hits here and there, but they're understanding each other's strategies. And I'm truly believing, especially as we're seeing exhibited in this matchup, that the Demolition are slowly breaking down the Flames. But speaking of breaking down, nothing breaking down for the Flames defensively as they make two huge saves.
The right goal line saves, too. They were calm, fairly patient, not flipping crazy, although they did right there as Tomez got smacked. Oh, and they smacked into each other. They don't bounce off the post and in. Brainiac finding the net. Oh, man, this is chilling. The Demolition just bringing it to the Flames right now, and they're all sorts of messed up.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the Demolition go into the gear that I've seen them play at. The gear that we saw them play at really in Week 10. And that's where I think that the Demolition might be thinking about this in the long run. We're going to see another counterplay as Brainiac. Tomez able to get back in time.
Tomez starting to show a little bit of that European defense. He's kind of letting both Demolition teammates feel safe coming at the net, and then he just swoops in from seemingly out of nowhere, according to the Demolition viewpoint at least, to make these sweeping saves, and he's doing quite well. But once he gets on that offensive end, he's a little bit shaky. I think he's more of a passer more than anything, at least tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, they're both passers, to be honest. They're both.
What I'm saying.
Really,
I mean
really
tonight, in 15 games played, he's had 22 games scored. This is Tomez. Gus, 35 games, 44 goals scored. I mean, you would think that both of these guys would be taking shots out of, well, everywhere, pretty much, but haven't seen too much of that this game. And they've been fairly conservative, but it's working well right now.
Absolutely. Really, I think what you're going to end up seeing and what I'm breaking down between these two teams is you have a team that's really feeling out their opponent and trying to understand their rotations, as we've seen with the Demolition and evidenced by the 3-0 lead here as they've been slowly trying to take control of matchups. They had it in game number 3 for about 2 minutes, and in this game, they've been exhibiting it almost the entire 5. And that, I think, is a little bit concerning if you're a Flames fan. Whereas the Flames, they really like this counter-attack game. They don't mind the Demolition being in their zone, and they really want to punish mistakes.
But that's very dangerous, though, because you're relying on the other team to make mistakes. It's not a good idea to be doing that all the time. You have to start attack something, do something. They only have 3 shots so far. I'm talking about the Flames, whereas the Demolition, 7 shots. I mean, at some point, you have to stop feeling out and start attacking like that. Savage from Tomez.
Yeah, I really am starting to wonder if they have a spy in on our commentary, because every time you start talking about something that they need to do, they execute it within 5 seconds. Ninja, there's a spy around here.
Brainiac, though, with the kickoff goal. Speaking of spies, Brainiac actually faked going for boost, and I mean, Gus was just sitting there. He didn't really have much. Kind of creeped out of net, and on instances like that, you tend to want to back up a little bit so that you can attack the ball, get that long clear, get it above the attacking other team, if you will. But as time winds down, a 3-goal lead, a little bit too much for this Flame squad. They're going to concede this one, but the Flames are looking for that game 4, or I'm sorry, the Demolition, actually, my bad, I'm sorry, actually tied this up. When the Flames were looking to win the whole series in 2 more, the Demolition come back and tie the whole thing. It's now a best of 3.
Yes, that is exactly correct, Ninja. We are going into what is now a best of 3. It's shaved. It's like an onion. It is layered away, 4 of the layers, and now we have 3 games to decide it all, possibly 2. But
So check this out. Tons of shots coming out from the Demolition of course. But going into this, Texas Ace had 99 for the season. I mean, he's well over 100 now. Brainiac had 131 shots. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just with another 145-ish caster math.
Yeah.
Tons of offense coming out from the Demolition, especially, you mentioned this, they're trying to figure out this Flame squad, but I'm going to call it, they figured it out. The Flames need to change it up now.
Yeah, absolutely. If the Flames completely flip the script and they start pressuring the Demolition, we saw in game number 2 and a little bit of game number 3 as well, where it equalized out, or what it equaled for them, or what it led to was better quality possessions and goals. And that's the reason why they won games 2 and game 3, because they put the pressure on, they took the initiative, and once again, we're talking about taking the initiative, and Tomez, that one you might be able to clip.
If you don't clip it, you're nuts, because Tomez is nuts. He is tired of this Demolition squad being all over him. He's trying to take charge here, as he actually whips that, but he whips it around nicely to clear it out of harm's way. But I mean, the double touch, perfectly executed with a defender there. Tomez has had enough. He has come to play.
Absolutely. He's going to have a possession here in the Demolition zone. Able to get it by Brainiac. But Texas Apes will clear it out here.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Pushing the ball. Tomez gets it centered from Gus, and he will score. The pressure is on for the Flames, as we have said, and they're executing.
Execution with the Bardanski, I might add. Gus realizing that Tomez is just about done. He just gets the ball out and away from that backboard, and it forced the Demolition to rethink their rotation. They both slowed down. They were not in any position to make any sort of play. And Tomez slams her home with the savagery of an angry European. What? What is this? Where was this Tomez 2 games ago? I mean, completely balled Ace. Ace stopped completely. He thought he was in the track of where that ball was going to go, and he could not jump up in time. There was no way he was going to save that one.
I do have someone
a demo
in the
on
chat.
him, a demo on Tomez. That's a good move.
Absolutely. Got to switch the name of the game. The Demolition, you can always bring the boom when you feel like you need a change. It's kind of like switching cars, only better. Brainiac able to make a big save right there. He's going to get the clear out, and he's going to clear it. Texas Ace able to get a dunk on. Here's a chance for the Demolition. If they can get it on net, Tomez, though, will come across. He has a breakout the other way, and it looks like, with control, he's going to score on the counter play.
This one just completely broke down. Brainiac trying to move that ball towards center, but Ace was behind him. Kind of an awkward play on the Demolition side. Slight bit of tilt, I think, as Tomez is now 5 shots and 4 goals. The Flames, they've poured fuel on their fire for sure, because they are lighting up this Demolition squad.
Yeah, they've sped up. They're doing what they need to do here, and then, they've stunned the Demolition. I know that much, because the Demo they've been in disarray for this first 2 minutes in this game.
And Animate J is clapping right now, because that own goal, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, I must say.
I know Cathexis definitely clipped that own goal. He tries to add clips to a roster to try to get everyone to forget the original. But anyway. Texas 21 is going to put one towards the net. Gus is going to clear it away here. But yeah, Ninja, definitely a huge change in the guard, and it'll be interesting to see how the Demolition react now. They seem like they got their feet back under them as the rotations have shored up just a little bit. The pressure still on by Tomez. Texas 21, great save in the net. Here comes another touch for Gus. He's going to center it in the box. Touch out, though. Just constant Flames pressure, and that's really what they needed to do.
It's really forcing the Demolition to try to make plays when they get a chance to make a play. And in doing so, they're rushed completely as Brainiac actually meets Tomez right in his backyard, or front yard, if you will. Good idea. Finally, the Demolition starting to get some meaningful touches. Definitely flinging this ball right back into that red zone. But with 2 minutes left, they're 5 goals down. Tomez is just touching the ball enough to mix up the Demolition, and it's making them rethink everything. The Brainiac is up. Couldn't get ahead of the ball, though. And now an awkward bounce. That's going to allow Gus to come through. It will be a mechanical mistake. They're kind of just wasting the time, though. It's really not hurting them much.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they need to do right now. You have a 5-goal lead, waste a little time, control the ball, keep it out of the hands of your Demolition counterparts as Gus. What is this angle?
I'm watching him right now. Let's see. He actually half-flipped to get in position for this, had a little bit of boost, and bounced it off of Brainiac's roof. Straight slam dunk.
Man,
and it was pog champing.
What? Or yawning, whichever one.
No, he's pog champing.
Oh, it's pog champing?
Absolute pog champ. Yep, we're going with it. Roll with me here.
I'm rolling with you. I shouldn't say I was yawning. That implies that I'm not interested.
No. You know what it implies?
Interested, engaged, and I am energized because I have balls.
That's right, but you need more balls because Gus just made this a 7-goal game. The Flames. How can the Demolition put out this bonfire?
Well, it might. If the bonfire is starting with their processing units, they might need Arctic coolant.
Yeah, maybe call Arctic.
Yes.
Bet you they have a solution.
I don't know that that's the problem right now. The fire has really been in the control of the Flames this entire time. They need to shore up the defensive rotation, take a couple 50-50s when they can, organize what they're doing, and repressurize back at the Flames' defensive. Hey,
no, I'm baffled right now. Texas Ace had the shot. Now, I don't know if he was going for a little bit of a ground pinch to put a little more speed on the ball, get it away from him and the oncoming defender, a Flame defender, but he just went around the ball and kind of just shot out his own shot. It was really awkward. I don't know if the Demolition are a little bit tilted, or they're definitely not throwing because they're trying to get this ball towards the net, but once they get there, they either give up like they did just now or do something wacky like, well, that last play.
Well, all I know, Ninja, is we're at our favorite place.
We are, yes, but yeah, this is cereal. We are not freaking out the Speedos today.
Well, absolutely. Why in the world would we break those out? I mean, have you seen me in one? There are things you don't want to do to our fans.
Maybe not to the fans, but
viewership.
But let's face it, that majestic beard in Brazil. Come on. I mean, come on. What's that 80s song? Simply Irresistible?
Simply Irresistible.
Simply Irresistible, you fool.
I thought you said
God,
Simply Irresistible.
Oh my God. I'm trying to compliment the man, and he's just like...
What can we say? What? 7
shots coming out from Tomez, though. I mean, fantastic play by these Flames, doing Viper proud. I have to admit.
Absolutely. Tomez bringing on the heat into this matchup. I'm stumbling over my words today, Ninja. I mean, the thought of me in a Speedo has me completely dumbfounded.
But in any event, the Flames are ahead by 1. They need 1 more, and they move on into the playoffs.
Yes, they need 1 more game point for the Flames going into game number 6 here, as they are up 3-2 straight off of that Brazil. So now 5 minutes on the clock, this game underway. The Demolition needing to step their game up here and pressurize the Flames, just basically take everything that the Flames did and go right back at them as Texas Ace and Brainiac hook up for a great pass play.
What a pass, too. Brainiac able to bounce the ball off of the curve of the wall. Got some air underneath it. Ace on the correct side. Well-executed play all around here by the Demolition. Now the Flames, they can respond. This isn't the first time they've been down, that's for sure. But we'll have to see if they're able to do that. And the Demolition, that's what they've been needing to do, too. Get way more aggressive. Break out that physical play that they love so much.
Although it's not going to count, Gus. Nobody is on the ball. Gus missing an opportunity to put that shot on net. That will affect your psyche when you don't come out of that with a goal.
It was a little bit tough. He was coming from the other side. And, you know, ball so close to the net. He had to have been pretty accurate on that touch. So, I mean, you can put that one behind you. At least I would. I know you would, too. You just put it behind you, do it again. You'll hit it next time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Did I say absolutely 100 times already?
Yes.
Is there a counter for how many times I've said absolutely?
Well, you know what? Somebody in the MLD chat or an admin, somebody create an absolutely command so that we can keep track of how many times we say absolutely.
This would absolutely be a fantastic idea. I absolutely love what we're thinking of right here.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we absolutely need to get back to the pitch as Toma is going to bring this ball absolutely into the Demolition zone as it gets absolutely totally cleared.
Can I get a cringe, please? Dude, what in the world, man? This is one of the hypest matchups here that we've had so far this season, and we're counting absolutelys.
Yes, this is why I'll never cast another playoff match again.
No. Actually, no. Trust me when I tell you that the chat is probably loving all of this because the Demolition are leading right now. This is what they need to do here too, and they're killing the Flames' chances of making anything happen. They're applying pressure when they need to. They're coming at the ball the way they need to. Even if it's a miss, they're still coming at the ball and forcing the Flames up for a play. Now, Tomez has something to say about it right now. He's out of boost. Can't really make much happen, but it's enough to make the Demolition rethink what they've been doing on the offensive side and become that defensive powerhouse that they need to be. As Gus, it's off the post. So close.
That was literally off of both bars. He managed to hit the near one and the far one. And you know how I mentioned that a shot like that can affect your psyche?
Mm-hmm.
That was a double right there.
That's true. Yeah. And he's done it twice this game, too. Gus trying to make it happen again. Gets it past Texas Ace. A mechanical mistake by Texas Ace. He had a beat on it. Ended up just flipping at the ball. I think he was looking for a much harder hit than he was going to get before. But in that instance, even though Tomez was coming up for it, just hit the ball. All you got to do is hit the ball.
All you have to do is hit the ball. And the Demolition didn't in that case. They need to get back into that pressurized game. And if they can do this, they should be able to equalize this game. Ball in the box, though, is going to drop on the nose of Gus. He flicks instead of maintaining control.
Now, we should mention that the Demolition actually had a decent chance at that play because with the Flames a little bit slow to get towards that ball, it crossed pretty much the goal mouth. But I believe it was Brainiac who saw the Flames both there and his teammate not quite recovered yet. He didn't want to risk it, and with a tie game, just about a minute left, it was a good idea. Others may think otherwise, but they're trying to play safe. So, and when you're in that mindset, that's a good move.
We have a minute left on the clock, Ninja. Both playoff teams' lives are on the line. The Demolition even more so, as they have match point in their ear.
This is spicy.
Up against them. Here's a shot for Brainiac in the clear. He puts it on. There's a 2-1 lead with 36 seconds left.
The Demolition trying to tie up this series and force that Game 7. Get hype in the chat because Brainiac is here to play, scoring when he needed to exactly. It was a great shot. Found himself in a great position. Just slam it towards that net and it will go in, and he does just that. 2-1 now. Demolition take the lead late in the game, and that 30-second timer going off. The Flames looking to speed things up. Can they do it? The ball's definitely sped up as both teams know just how crucial this is, but Tomez sizing up his opponents as he's been doing this whole time, one-on-one, actually pushes it through. Brainiac has a tough play, but Gus couldn't get there in time, and it's a big clear. That was monstrous here late in the game.
Yeah, that might be your play of the game right there as Brainiac comes across to make a huge clear. 0-second time. Rule 1 in effect. Demolition, though, will clear it out of the corner. Good game. We are going to the all-important game number 7 in our first matchup. Ninja, it is time. It is time to get hype if you are in the chat, because once again, the playoffs never fail to live up to the hype.
Texas 21 Ace, with his 5 shots this game, has had 115 shots in this season. That's insane. He's had 9 shots in the last 2 games. Demolition are here to play for sure. Lots of offense coming out from both sides. Although, at this point, just throw out goal differential. Put on the offense on this Flame squad, and it will stop them. Seems to be happening right now. But we mentioned last game that the Flames needed to change their style. They didn't really do that.
No, not really. The Demolition, they tried to go back to their old style. Really, in this last game, I am looking for control, because control is the name of the game. We've said that so many times, Ninja. And the team that takes control of this matchup tries to control the ball on their hood, keeps the ball away from the other team, is going to win this matchup. It's been back and forth the entire time, and Brainiac going to score the opener in 12 seconds.
You're speaking of control. The Flames trying to do just that here in their own corner, but Brainiac saying, oh, no way. No, you're not. That is a perfect shot for me. I can hit that, and he does. Executes it perfectly with a bullet.
That was definitely not an advisable touch as he brought that to the corner pretty much at the wrong time.
I mean, it was a good idea to throw it towards the corner, but he just had too much mustard on it.
Yeah, just a little too much mustard. You want a little more relish. As this ball going to be towards the net, Texas 21 is able to make the clear to the corner.
Is it fair to say that the Flames really want more ketchup because they're red, and not relish because the Demolition are green? I've stumped Kendo.
I think what they really want is some Frank's Red Hot Sauce.
Ooh, that's good stuff. But Texas Ace saying, no way, no condiments for me. I'm going to throw this out of my net and keep the lead. So does Brainiac. This one could have been really dangerous. I'm looking for the Demolition to take advantage of this, but Gus has a little bit of control. Brainiac to challenge. The Flames, they've reset themselves. They're starting to realize exactly what they need to do, and that is lots of control. They're trying to do just that. Although it failed the first time they tried in their own corner, they're still keeping on. Although they double committed in that same corner.
I feel like there's a song reference there. Is the Demolition going to come out? The demo in the corner is going to kill all control that the Flames had. Brainiac is up. Tomez will get the touch on. Texas goes here. Gus has an open net if he can score.
Oh
this
my
will
God!
Go off the corner in the most inconvenient pass. Another shot for Gus. Gus will finally finish it off. I was having a heart attack the entire time because we literally had 3 missed opportunities there.
3 missed opportunities, 2 missed saves. Whiff City has become Utopia Coliseum here. Oh my God. The Flames able to finally convert the offensive pressure into something meaningful. And with 3 minutes left, Game 7 is anyone's game.
Game 7, anyone's game though. Tomez might get a shot on. Great save by Brainiac. Gus will put it on. He scores. 2-1. It's a 2:55 mark.
The popcorn flying here, Tomez, the perfect opportunity. Even though Brainiac was there, he still challenged that ball, and it was a good challenge. Brainiac found himself behind the ball, so did Tomez. Tomez just flips it into him. That kills it completely. Texas Ace out of the play. Gus hanging back, slams it home. Great team play by the Flames, and mechanical advantage to Tomez again as they find the third one.
Brainiac played this backward the entire time, and that's really tough. He jumps to try to make the save over Tomez, who flicks, but once you leave your wheels, you are not able to move that much, especially when you're moving backward like that. You're not going to be able to shift your momentum. The Demolition now with 2:43 left and an open net. Tomez is going to score, and now a 3-goal deficit with the 2:40 left. A lot of pressure on this Boom squad.
So Brainiac saw Texas 21 Ace going for it. He had complete faith in his teammate, so he stopped himself and went for boost. I can't really fault him for it. He should have probably had coverage after Texas Ace made the play, but Texas Ace was headed down to the ground. There was a definite possibility that a pass could have came out of there, especially with Brainiac on that side. So we can't really fault him for it, although the save could have been better, of course. I don't know. That's a tough call.
This ball is up for Texas as he's going to demo. This is a shot towards net. Gus is able to make the stop. And with 2 minutes left now, it is crunch time for the Demolition. They really need to focus on this offensive pressure. Great pass to Texas 21. The flip right there is not what he needs, though. Brainiac racing back is able to keep it out for now as Gus back touch. Texas 21 with the clear. Every single touch is going to matter now, Ninja.
Yeah.
As minute 40 left, you're down by 3. You don't want to miss touches. Texas 21 might have just saved any chance that they had.
See if the Demolition can convert this pressure in here in the last minute and a half. Brainiac, a good read off of Tomez's touch, but Texas Ace a little bit rushed on the plays, moving towards the net though. This is really dangerous. Double touch it in!
Wow. What pressure by the Demolition, not even allowing the Flames to challenge this ball. Texas pops it up. The first touch was pure. He's able to continue with the ball, keeping the pressure on. The Flames aren't even able to make a touch on it, but even if they did, it might have been Dunk City, USA for Texas 21 Ace.
Flames are looking a little bit more organized. They seem to have cleared their head. They know the Demo want to catch up quickly. Tomez up. Bam! Get it done. Solid play by the Flames. It's exactly what they needed here as they move into the last minute.
It's just a little bit of ill-advised defensive rotation there. Both Demolition guys not able to defend the front of the net. Nice little pass to get it out there, but now you're down by 3 again. A minute 6 left on the clock.
We have seen crazy things happen here at the MLD and just Rocket League in general. It's not unheard of for a team to score 3 goals in a minute. It's a little bit more unheard of for a team to score 3 goals in the last minute. Demolition need to calm themselves down, get to doing what they do best. That's hassling the other team, force that ball on the other side, and make an accurate shot.
It's gonna really, it comes down to control, and the Flames have exhibited that this entire time over the Demolition. That's one of the reasons why they are up right now. 30 seconds to go. Texas 21 pretty much needed to make a play on that, and Tomez is going to score out of the midfield. Flames now up 4 with 21 seconds left. It was a valiant effort, Ninja, but I'm starting to feel like the Boom squad might have lost the detonator.
They may have, but not without a valiant effort. I mean, that last goal by Tomez, let's face it, it was well-timed, well-challenged. The ball bounced off of the bumper of that Demolition guy, and Dagger City.
Yeah. That pretty much is it right there. Even with a demolition right there on the back end, he's able to
Man.
set up Tomez absolutely perfectly. Absolutely.
Excuse me a second.
6 seconds left on the clock. Texas 21's going to come across for a big save there, but as I said, the win will go to the Flames. They will be the first wild card team to get in, but they have a date. They have a date indeed. With
Oh my
the
God, look at
Orange
Tomez.
Conference leaders.
Hang on a second. Tomez has 11 shots that game. That's insane. Tomez just popped off completely.
Yeah.
Somebody get that man a balls guarana because he's going to need it. After the late night he's had in Europe, he said, you know what? No, we're ending this now. I'm tired.
Yeah, and that's all the more wow when you think about the fact that the man in EU with the 3 a.m. time clock coming away with the big plays like that. But yeah, these guys have a date next week with the Rhinos, and that's going to be a very interesting match, especially if they're able to get Viper back. The Rhinos, one of the best teams in the league, they only dropped one series the entire season in Plat League. I'm looking forward to that matchup.
And that's saying something because Platinum League is so competitive. It's been extremely competitive, up right around the top 10, top 15. Pretty much half the league is at some point been in it. They've been in the race. So, man, the question is, can the Flames carry this momentum? They just had a really hard-fought season here on primetime Saturday. Going up against the Rhinos? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a tough call, and we're going to have to find out next week. But up next, we're going to have the classic caster combo in Curtis and Inanimate J.
Yes, I have been informed. I am fired once again.
He is fired.
For Saturday. Oh, well. I'll just be here with my balls guanana.
Yeah, well, while Kendo absolutely enjoys his absolutely balls guarana,
absolutely,
we're going to absolutely throw it to a break. Stay tuned for more MLD action as we figure out the other side of the wild card. You're watching MLD on twitch.tv.
Absolutely, don't go away.